Welcome to Module 4, Art of Mind Making. Here we discuss the topic self discovery. Significance of this topic is so momentous to the modern education. As I remind every one of us, those who are pertaining to education department, education field, student should have an opportunity to analyze, discuss, question, create a conflict and create a resolution including. Such a kind of Socratic methodology and a kind of facilitation must be done in the process of education. The younger generation should be strengthened by expressing what they want, what they expect, what they require, what they're hankering for. Unfortunately, in the system of education, there is no scope for a student to express his or her inner intentions. Being a teacher, most of the people are not focusing on this area. They do believe that the child is intelligent because it is absorbing everything that we convey or that is being given in books. There we make a mistake, and for that mistake, the younger generation is paying a lot of penalty. In fact, to say they are being victimized for that. So in this context, we must make them to involve in some kind of self-discovery process. A small anecdote comes to my mind. Once a lioness went for hunting along with its cub to a nearby village. While it was hunting and while it was teaching the cub to hunt, there was a sound by the shepherd, and his sound was followed by the barking of dogs. The lioness was fearing to be captured by those people, simply escaped by leaving the cub. The cub was adjusted with the sheep for some days. Since it was not a matured cub, learned every talent of hunting. It adjusted with the sheep, went on with the same process, trying to eat grass. When it was shared, scattered into different distances. Some days went away. One fine day, the lioness once again came for hunting. By the roaring of the lion, every sheep scattered into corners. Among the sheep, a lion was also. The lioness did not expect that it was its cub, but startled how a lion can be shattered like a sheep. Immediately, it caught hold of it, brought it to the pond, asked it to see its image in the water, and reminded, you are not born for being scared. You are born for making others too scared. You are a lion. Your body is lion's. Your intentions, your strength, your fortitude, your confidence, everything is lion. You are not for being shooed away or be shattered when the sound of roaring lion occurs. What a beautiful story. If my memory goes right, it was uttered by Vivekananda in one of his speeches. The same thing happened in most of the education system. Great intellects are being ironed, thrust, and made the missions of memory because we appreciate that they do believe that education is nothing but this. So they start mugging up everything, reproducing as per our expectations, and we make them pleased or we are pleased. They believe it is a pattern that should be followed. So I would like to change a slight of transformation has to be happened in education. Every child should have a profound understanding into one's abilities. Profound understanding, I'm consciously using the word, profound understanding towards the beliefs, values, aspirations, whether they are really good or not, whether they are meant for or whether they are molded for that. Education should be like a kind of aid, help, making their inner dreams and designs to be realized. Then we are not giving an option for them to express their desires, express their aspirations. We are very busy in completing of the syllabus, whether the syllabus is digested in them or not. Say we are not making them readers. We are making them just passive listeners to reproduce. When they read, they question. So such kind of values are not being taught. It is a kind of activity make them to involve in the navigation of self-discovery. Let them learn the important events that could teach them a lot in their journey. Of course, self-discovery is a kind of intention, willingness to explore. We have to drive home. We have to motivate them to involve in such kind of exploration. It may be an event, but I'm sure lifelong it will work over their minds. It's very important. So when I see into myself, I could call it introspection. Let me provide a kind of opportunity to introspect what I am. Am I really interested in involving in it? If such question is being created in the mind of a student, I do believe that there is a miraculous things can happen in education and the system. Let's think how self-discovery works out and plans. In the process of self-discovery, I'll ask you, suppose you have been given an opportunity to observe yourself. What would you observe? Navigating your feelings, how they are being generating, why they are generating, how they are being controlled, how they are being uncontrolled. Human beings are emotional animals. How emotions are being sprouted. And where are the roots for those emotions? And how those roots have to be handled. This is a kind of process delving into some kind of personal interest. I ask almost all the students to involve where you are really interested. Take a paper and write down. It might be a cinema, it might be cricket, it might be a cell phone game, whatever it may be. A child must be given some kind of a candid expression, power of candid expression. A child must be courageous enough to convey there he would like to invest his most of the time. When you always say something negatively about their involvement, naturally they develop a kind of tendency to conceal. That's the mistake happens. We don't like to make them to explain how this will work, because the roots are very important, not the fruit. In most of the schools, I could identify that they are worrying about the fruit, not the roots. Roots are nothing but giving a patient ear to them. Let them unburden their emotions inside, like a parent, like a friend, like a well-wisher. Let us listen to them. What they want to convey. They would like to learn the styles of expression, styles of thinking, and they have to be powerful to view the consequences of their actions and emotions. Even thoughts are very potential. In this self-discovery process, I don't like to advocate or recommend what are the actions they are doing. We could examine, or we can make them to come out what kind of thoughts that were prevailing in their minds. Of course, some of them might be involved in privacy. No matter. Whatever may be the ideas they would like to express in their own style, we could identify what kind of mindset they possess and their cognitive strengths, deeper awareness, and how their minds are being operated upon. Very complicated might be to digest to the normal individual. But I could say a student should ignore about the outer sources and didactic natures. Suppose they are being out of constructive atmosphere, instructive atmosphere, destructive atmosphere for some time. What they do think? They have to make a kind of examination about their relationship. How they are close with the mother, with the father, with the teachers, with the friends. Then what kind of communication styles they are being involving. What's their social dynamism? Social dynamics including. This must be observed by an individual. Of course, other people may also observe it. That's different. But I would like to make the young brain and an adolescent brain to be strengthened by all these kind of activities. Powers, I could say, not activities, that powers. How you're constructing the relationship with many people around you, and how your communication is being evolved. Is it arrogant? Is it polite? Is it meek? Is it appropriate? How many words are being used superfluously? And are you conscious about it? And what kind of impacts that they are creating in the minds? Is it appreciation of your features, or admoning of your features? It should be known to an individual. That kind of technique must be taught by us. And this is a kind of activity for you to think. The time will teach you everything. Every experience of yours is giving a kind of dimension of your status. And you are exploring something. Every minute experience that you are involving, that you are encouraging, that you are enjoying, or creating a kind of antipathy. It's also creating a very wonderful experience. But you need to have some time to think over it. Time to contemplate it. Time to analyze it. It gives you a clear picture what you are exactly. What you are made of. How your mind is being made of. When you identify such kind of nuances of the trade and trick, you will be the master of your mind. The, the main aim of self-discovery is to making you to master of the mind. If that happens, the next things will happen very naturally. So every educational institution, every teacher and every parent should think in these lines to encourage a child. But every child should also think that there must be some kind of notes, original notes must be prepared by an individual about their own abilities and disabilities. If they invest on abilities, then it's a matter. Success is theirs. My dear friends, self-discovery is a powerful tool that can be used for one's personal development. Everybody is interested in their own development. Whether you are developing or not is a question. If you want to develop, two things you must do. Earmark, I mean to say, allocate some regular timings to introspect. It is not like diary making, it's a journaling. Why you have acted like that? What prompted you to act like that? How your emotions are sometimes beyond of your control. How your inner aspirations could not be converted into real success. It's a lifelong process, I mean to say. It is not for student alone. In order to be very clear about your process, you have to journaling. Journalization, I mean writing of all of our powerful ideas, powerful experiences. Just being a mute witness about all happenings in the subconscious status. Wherever you go, you are all alone, you will be under your control. Once you go into the mob will control you. There you should be conscious. Mob should not control you. And you have to be in the mob, you have to be in the group, but at the same time, the special status that you are craving for, dreaming of, should be maintained. How others behave could be easily observed by you. Accordingly, you act and react. But I would like to say a small dividing line here. Whatever may be the reactions and the responding from other side, you should be conscious about how you are responding to them. It is what self-discovery. When you know about your exact responding, reactions will become zero. Reactions are nothing but uncontrollability of your abilities. Respond. Many a time there is no need for you to respond. Choose silence. Submit to silence. Be a constant observer. Nothing would happen because that's an experience. You could learn many things. Among the group, among the adolescent group, because of the harmonic imbalance, I don't find fault with you, but I'm asking you to be controlled. So when you are putting something on the paper of your reactions and emotions, half of your barriers will be reduced. The remaining half, you can identify how it has to be contained, how it has to be condemned or countermanded. It's a natural process. Be open to every experience. There is no bad experience in this world. Every event, every moment, every incident, trying to convey a kind of message. Do you have an ability to read the message is a question. So be open to every experience. Don't avoid. Don't be far away. And don't think that you are being dragged. Voluntarily you stay there as a mute witness. If you are not interested to involve in it, be a mute witness. Nothing would happen. It's an experience. It is trying to teach you something. Observe and start putting it. Later, you observe your thoughts. These experiences will give you some kind of seeds. Whether you are sprouting it or not is the question. When you sprout, look at them. What kind of seeds are being received by you? What kind of plants are being grown? How they are becoming great trees? When you look at an unruly child, uncontrolled boy or a girl, the only reason they are not involving in the self-discovery in the right time. I have learned somewhere else, there is no wrong time to start a right activity. Irrespective of your age, let us start self-discovery. Where we are, what we would like to, where we are, and how we have to mold ourselves. So when start putting something on the paper, slowly and gradually it will convey what you want and what you want to be, and how you could transform yourself. Initially, it may not unfold. Initially, you may not recognize what kind of advantage that you will get. But gradually, I am very sure that it will have the power to transform you completely. And it become a kind of hobby for you. Not a habit, hobby for you. It gives you a lot of pleasure. I believe all the youngsters should involve in the self-discovery activity. In the coming modules, I could explain some kind of negative emotion, set of negative emotions, how they dethrone us, and set of greatest qualities in us will make us to go to the pinnacle of the glory. So this process is eternal. I have made up mind to meet the people in person, discuss with them, and being in touch with them in online, because it seems to be a psychological program where a child has to grow bit by bit. It is not a kind of syllabus to be completed. It is a kind of experiment or a case study or a project work to view how a child is growing slowly and gradually, and how their involvement in the interested activities are being enhanced. So with the complete details, I'll meet you in the next video. Good day. I hope every one of you will involve in the self-discovery program. Thank you.